ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताका स्वामिनिति नमने नमाचार्य पादाय निताय कृपापदायिने गौरकथा दामदया नगरग्रामतारिणे नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नमने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna everyone. So we'll continue reading Teachings of Lord Chaitanya book, chapter 5 today. Chapter 5, How to Approach God. In truth, all Vedic literature directs the human being toward the perfect stage of devotion. The paths of fruitive activities, speculative knowledge, and meditation do not lead one to the perfectional stage, but the Lord is actually approachable by one who follows the process of devotional service. Therefore, all Vedic literature recommends that one accept this process. In this regard, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quoted from Lord's instructions to Uddhava in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, chapter 14, verse 20 to 21. न साधयति मां योगा न संख्यं धर्म उद्धव न स्वाध्यायास्तपस्त्यागो यथा भक्तिर्ममोर्जिता भक्त्याहमेकया ग्राह्यः श्रद्धायात्मा प्रियसतां भक्ति पूनाति मां निष्ठा स्वापाकानपि संभवात्. My dear Uddhava, neither philosophical speculation nor meditational yoga nor penances can give me such pleasure as devotional service practiced by the living entities. I am dear only to my devotees and I can be achieved only by devotional service. Even an extremely low born person will become free from all contamination if he takes to my devotional service. Devotional service is the only path by which one can achieve the Supreme Person. Devotional service is the only perfection accepted by all Vedic literatures. Just as when a poor man receives some treasure, he becomes happy. When one attends to devotional service, his material pains are automatically vanquished. As one advances in devotional service, he attains love of Godhead, and as he advances in this love, he becomes free from all material bondage. One should not think, however, that the disappearance of poverty and the liberation from bondage are the goals of devotional service. Love of Krishna, love of God, is itself the goal, and it consists in releasing the reciprocation of loving service with the Lord. In all Vedic literatures, we find that the attainment of this loving relationship between the living entity and the Supreme Lord is the goal of devotional service. Our actual function is devotional service, and our ultimate goal is love of Godhead. Therefore, in all Vedic literatures, Krishna is the ultimate center, and through knowledge of Krishna, all problems of life are solved. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu even quoted a verse from the Padma Purana. And there are many different Puranas with instructions for worshipping different types of demigods. But such instructions only bewilder people into thinking that the demigods are supreme. Yet, if one carefully studies the Puranas, he will find that Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the only object of worship. For example, in the Markandeya Purana, there is mention of Devi worship or worship of the goddess Durga or Kali, but in this same Purana, it is also stated that all the demigods, even Durga, are but different energies of Vishnu. Thus, the study of the Puranas reveals Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to be the only object of worship. The conclusion is that directly or indirectly, all types of worship are more or less directed to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. The Bhagavad Gita 9.23 confirms that one who worships the demigods is in fact worshipping only Krishna, because the demigods are but different parts of the body of Vishnu or Krishna, but that such worship is irregular. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 21, verse 42-43 confirms this irregularity by answering the question, what is the purpose of the different types of worship described in the Vedic literature? In the Vedic literature, there are various divisions. One is called the Karma Kanda, which describes purely ritualistic activities, and another is the Jnana Kanda, which describes speculation on the supreme absolute truth. What then is the purpose of the ritualistic sections of the Vedic literature, and what is the purpose of the Upasana Kanda, which contains different mantras or hymns for worshipping various demigods? And what is the purpose of philosophical speculation on the subject of the absolute truth? Srimad Bhagavatam replies that in actuality, all of these methods described in the Vedic literature indicate the worship of the Supreme Lord Vishnu. In other words, they are all indirect ways of worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sacrifices contained in the ritualistic portions of this literature are meant for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord Vishnu. Indeed, because yajna sacrifice is specifically meant for satisfying Vishnu, another name for Vishnu is Yajneshwara, or the Lord of Sacrifices. Since neophytes are not on the transcendental level, the Vedic literature advises them to worship different types of demigods according to their situation in the different modes of material nature. The idea is that gradually such neophytes may rise to the transcendental plane and engage in the service of Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For example, the Puranas advise the neophytes attached to eating flesh, to eat it only after offering it to Goddess Kali. The philosophical sections of the Vedic hymns are intended to enable one to distinguish the Supreme Lord from Maya. After one understands the position of Maya, one can approach the Supreme Lord in pure devotional service. That is the actual purpose of philosophical speculation. And Krishna confirms this in the Bhagavad Gita 7.19. After speculating for many births, the philosophical speculators or empiric philosophers ultimately surrender unto me, Vasudeva, and accept that I am everything. It can thus be seen that all Vedic rituals and different types of worship and philosophical speculation ultimately aim at Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then told Sanatan Goswami about Krishna's multiforms and his unlimited opulence. He also described the nature of the spiritual manifestation, the material manifestation, and the manifestation of the living entity. In addition, he informed Sanatan Goswami that the planets in the spiritual sky, known as Vaikunthas, and the universes of the material sky are different types of manifestations, for they are created by different energies, namely the spiritual energy and the material energy, respectively. As far as Krishna himself is concerned, he is directly situated in his spiritual energy, or specifically in his internal potency. So let's stop here.
Sure, Mataji.
Okay. Yeah, so I can summarize what we have learned from today's reading is devotional service is the only mean to achieve Krishna. Like philosophical knowledge or ritualistic ceremonies, they're indirect processes. Like in the all the Puranas, it is mentioned the worship of different demigods or like different ritualistic activities. Actually, whatever the like whenever someone is worshipping also demigods or doing any ritualistic ceremonies, directly or indirectly, that is going to like Krishna. So ultimately everything is going to Krishna, so it's better to directly approach Krishna. And it is also mentioned that like depending upon people's mode of nature, like in what like time, place and circumstance, depending upon that, different different things are proposed in the Vedas. Like people who are who are worshipping Kali, they are like they have to offer flesh to goddess Kali, like that. And yes, and it is also mentioned like yeah in Bhagavad Gita 7.19. It's I think it's the sloka is bahunam janmanam ante jnanavanmam prapadyante vasudeva sarvamiti samanusya sudurlabha. So after many births, when people understand Krishna is the ultimate goal, then they surrender themselves to the Krishna, and they Samahatma Sadurlava. They're very rare to find. And here it is also mentioned, I think I read somewhere, the our ultimate function is devotional service and ultimate goal is Krishna. When like it is mentioned, I forgot one point. It is mentioned that yeah, we should not think like when we achieve Krishna or when we practice devotional service, the material pain is there, but it's gradually diminished, or that will not affect us much. But that should not be our goal. That if we'll do devotional service, then our material pain will disappear, or like that. It should not be our goal. Our goal should be Krishna. That is one point. And yeah, the whole summary is this. It also mentioned like Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 11 chapter 14 verse 20 to 21, verse like Lord is saying Uddhava that to Uddhava that philosophical speculation or meditational yoga or penance can give the Lord such pleasure as devotional service gives him. So the Lord is saying he's dear to the devotees, and devotees are also very dear to him. He like if some like if a Brahmana, let's say Brahmana, they are very knowledge, yes, but if they are not into pure devotional service, or their goal is not Krishna, then that there is no use of that knowledge. Krishna says even someone is low born, like in a dog eater family, if that person is like into devotional service, or he wants to achieve Krishna, then is far better than a Brahmana who has lots of knowledge on Vedas and like Puranas. Yeah, that is one point. And yeah, and all the Vedic literatures, actually, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 15.15, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivistam atasmritim jnanam apohanam cha vedesya sarve ahamave veda vedanta krit veda videva chaham. So, all the Vedas, actually the Vedas, so many Vedas and Puranas are there, but what they all are pointing towards? They all are pointing towards Krishna. Krishna is the Vedesya Sarva Ahameva Veda. Like Krishna is the, through all the Vedas, Krishna has to be known through all the Vedas. Yeah. So yeah, the Lord is again emphasizing that the knowledge, or like meditation, speculative knowledge, these all are like are of no use. Only devotional service Krishna can be achieved through devotional service. Again, I can give another example of this Brahmanas and Brahmana Patni. So like when the Brahmanas were performing yajna, and they are performing yajna, they have so much knowledge, they're doing some ritualistic activities, but they even don't know how to satisfy Krishna, because when Krishna and Balaram were in the forest, they sent some cowherd boys to have some prasadam for them. The Brahmana said, "We are very busy, we cannot give you." Then Krishna and Balaram sent the cowherd boys to the Brahmana Patni. The Brahmana Patni, they were not that intelligent. They don't have any knowledge from the scriptures or Vedic knowledge. But as soon as they came to know that Krishna and Balaram is asking for prasadam, they just sent everything. So Krishna is looking for that prema, that bhakti, not like knowledge or like our how much wealth we have, what kind of family we have, about our birth or about our beauty. Krishna has everything. That he don't need all these things. Only he needs our love. So through love only we can achieve Krishna. Okay, that's my understanding from.